Catholic school. During the Mass, a gunman approached on the outside on the side of the building and began firing a rifle through the church windows towards the children sitting in the pews at the Mass. Shooting through the windows, he struck children and worshipers that were inside the building. The shooter was armed with a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. This was a deliberate act of violence against innocent children and other people worshiping. The sheer cruelty and cowardice of firing into a church full of children is absolutely incomprehensible. Police officers from the Minneapolis Police Department immediately responded, entered the church, and attempted to provide first aid and rescue some of the children that were hiding throughout the building, while other first responders came and EMS responded to rush victims to nearby hospitals. Two young children.
You have been watching a CBS News special report as police in Minnesota give us an update on a deadly shooting that is, frankly, really hard to understand right now, where a gunman opened fire on children gathered inside a church to pray at a Catholic Mass to mark the start of school. Again, a shooting that is very, very hard to understand right now. That gunman apparently armed with 3 guns, and the Minneapolis police chief calling this a deliberate act of violence. Here's what we know right now. At least 2 people are dead and 20 others are injured. At least 10 children are at a nearby hospital relatively close to that church. 5 other children are at Children's Minnesota. That is another hospital a little bit further away from the church where this shooting happened. The shooter, we are told, is dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This was the 3rd day of school at Annunciation Catholic School on the south side of the city. You're looking at video. We just got into our newsroom from the scene. This Mass where the shooting happened was being held to mark the start of a new school year and the first week of school at this Catholic school. You can see a heavy police and ambulance presence outside the school. Police say a man wearing all black and armed with a rifle and at least 2 other guns started shooting around 8:45 this morning local time, 9:45 Michigan time. Police and the school are now working on reuniting children with their families.
We know people, I have friends that know people who have been shot. We live about 2 blocks from here. I was on a call, all the windows of our home were open. I know what gunfire sounds like, and I could tell, I was shocked. I said there's no way that that could be gunfire. There was so much of it. So it was sporadic. So it was a semi-automatic. It seemed like a rifle. It certainly didn't sound like a handgun.
Local and state police, along with the FBI, are all now responding. We will stay on top of this story and bring you updates throughout the day on 9 and 10news.com, as well as on 9 and 10 News at 5 and 6.